Haven't been live for so long. Morning. Good morning. I am 2 minutes early on a Sunday morning, which I haven't. I'm trying to think the last time I did a live, and I think it was early December. Literally insane, and it's now, I don't know what the day is in February, but now in February. So welcome to anyone that's just joining me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Style Surgery is back, theoretically, albeit travel related, once a month on the first Sunday of the month. I couldn't do, I've missed you guys too. So, sunny Margate, how nice. It's sunny. Can any of us believe it's sunny? Hello, Lisbon. Lovely to welcome you. Apologies that I haven't, love your style. Thank you that I haven't been on here for a little while. We've missed you. Oh, you're so sweet. Yippee. Really, really lovely to be back. I couldn't do it last week because I was on a plane coming in from New York, which was very cold, minus 20 in New York for the time we were there. And a few days before that, I was in just outside of San Diego at Torrey Pines, and it was 25 degrees and boiling. So I'd gone for 25 degrees and boiling and Vegas in the desert to minus 20 in New York, and it was very cold. But now I'm back, and I have a week until I get on a plane again. Morning, morning, morning. Oh, thank you for saying you've missed me. And then next Sunday, I'm off to India for a night and a half, 1.5 nights in India, which is a little bit crazy. But so nice to be back. So nice to chat interiors. I feel like today, especially, I don't know if anyone's been outside yet, but it's quite mild. So it feels like spring is kind of in the air. And if you've been walking around the streets, I've noticed, I don't know about you guys, but there's quite a lot of buds on the trees and the shrubs. So I really feel that we're kind of getting there. Good morning from Ireland. Glad you're back. Hello, Ireland. Hello from Ireland. We're so happy. Saw my notification say you're going live. Oh, thank you. Good night. Good morning. So great to have you back. Hello from India. It's just been way too long. Way too long. Like I said, I think the last live I did was in December, which is just seems a little bit insane, doesn't it, in December, and now we're in February. But there's so much I wanted to talk to you about. Firstly, and this sounds really stupid to say, but Happy New Year. In January, I was in Atlanta and Dallas. I sort of live on a plane these days, and so that's why I missed January. And so Feb, we're all back. It's a whole new season, and I think, I don't know about anyone else. Oh, hello, Melbourne in Australia. I think the great thing I love about spring is this whole kind of, oh, hello, Paris, morning from Paris, is this whole kind of refreshing. The daffodils are starting to come up. Spring. I love spring. It's such a time of kind of renewal. I love spring from a homeware perspective because, because we also launch all of our new products. And so I wanted to show you what has literally some of my most favourite pieces that has just hit the site. Good morning from the far tip of Cornwall. Hopefully your home and garden survived. Yeah, I don't think I was here when there was a storm. I think because I've been in America so much, I completely missed it. Hi from Canada. Hello, welcome to my international community. I've really super missed you. Here to answer any of your decorating questions, wellness, foodie hacks, whatever you want to ask, please ask. I'm going to start with showing you some of our most fabulous pieces that have just landed that I'm a little bit obsessed with, including a whole selection of really beautiful tableware. Now, as you know, I am texture obsessed, and so I wanted to create a collection that you could put on a coffee table or a console table or a shelf, and it literally acted as a focal point, so your eye immediately went to it. So this is one of our beautiful bowls. What is that? And then they come, oh my goodness, I've got so many on my dining table, I can't show you, I'll be mortified. They come in lots of different sizes, so they go super big, and it's resin, and really beautiful, and then they go a little bit smaller, and then they go oval, and it's just such a beautiful. You can also have them outside for spring. They're so beautiful because I think I get asked so many times how to add interest to dining tables and coffee tables. And then when you add something that's got this pattern on it, kind of really works. Another thing that has just come into the collection, oh, I love this, hold your horses, is supersized tray. Look at this beauty. So it feels like it's hand woven because it's got all of this kind of incredible texture to it, and it's super large. So this now sits on my island. One of the advantages of having a interiors brand is I get to pinch and put it in my island. What else to show you? Oh, botanicals have just landed on site. Now, I was in America because we were launching all of our botanicals to our wholesalers out there, and it's been the best show we've ever done. Well, not show, we've done Vegas, New York, Atlanta and Dallas. So 4 shows, which is why I'm constantly on a plane. And a number of pieces, well, will actually sell out. So this is obviously not for the UK because we second stock, but these sweet peas are Real Touch. We're introducing a lot of Real Touch now. And these sweet pea plants are all, stems are all Real Touch. So I wish you could feel them because they just feel so incredibly realistic. And sweet peas don't last very long, which is why we kind of wanted to produce it. These sold out. Which place did you like the best and why? Impossible to say, really. I mean, I used to live in America, so New York is like a second home. California was amazing. Laguna Beach was just beautiful. The ocean and the cliffs were just really beautiful. Torrey Pines was phenomenal. I think they all have their own kind of DNA, so it was really hard to say which one I love the most and why. These are really, I'm like opening them up. Can you see how beautiful these peonies are? And they're also Real Touch and just look so beautiful. And then if you want to go bigger with this season's collection, my all-time fave, this beautiful hydrangea is also incredibly amazing. And that's also Real Touch. Just looks really super beautiful and love it. Love the resin tableware. I'm guessing with how they are made, no two would be the same. Exactly. Exactly, exactly. And then finally, to show you on the faux flower front, campanula, which are really beautiful and just lilt. And we've paid particular attention to kind of branch weights, so they feel quite heavy, and they're made to kind of just gently lilt over a vase, which I think is just so super beautiful. So Botanicals launched in America in January and early February, and we've just come back. And then it's very weird being in a homeware business because what happens is the whole thing then starts again. So we generally work, can you get on my Instagram? Yeah. We just generally work about a year in advance. So we've just shut down autumn, I'm spring, summer 26. So we've just shut down spring, summer 27, kind of working out exactly what's going to go in. And it's crazy to work so much in advance. But I think the biggest thing about designing your own products, and for me especially, there's just too many people saying wave. For me especially, is the fact that when I'm designing things, I have to almost get rid of a lot of the noise and just kind of really do it from my heart. So when I design things from my heart, I don't kind of second guess things too much. They're really successful. And there's that really fine line because, you know, as a creative, you're constantly second guessing. So these little beautiful LEDs are a year in the making. But look at this, like you can just plop these anywhere. Look at that, it's so sweet. These we haven't ordered enough of because I came down this morning and I think they went on site on Wednesday, maybe. And we sold hundreds. They're so beautiful. It has a companion, this little beauty, that just looks so sweet. So as a couple, let me just show you them as a couple. Aren't they adorable? They're so adorable. They're so adorable. And then, and you know, when you do it so much in advance, you actually forget. You forget that, oh yeah, I forgot that we'd kind of passed that, and that's now landed. This is a bigger one and is amazing for dining tables. So if you want your dining table to feel quite restaurant-y, this is a beauty because it feels like an actual table lamp, and it also really works in bathrooms, in hallways, any areas that you don't want to see a wire and a plug. Also really cool. So very proud of those. They've landed and resonated really well. And then we're on to the whole next round. The whole next round of interiors, which is quite... It's not difficult, it's just I've got so many ideas and it's hard to know which ones you put into production and which ones you put out of production, so it's literally mad. But if there's any ideas that you want to share with me, always DM. I'm just going to get myself a whole glass of water. 1 sec.
I can't see that.
So, someone just asked me a quick question and I will answer it. Do you use any rechargeable lamps like those? Some are and some aren't. All of those aren't. They are, sorry, I'm just dropping things on the floor. They are rechargeable battery. So if we do USB, they're always a lot more expensive, double to triple than the battery ones. And the battery ones, I just use rechargeable batteries, and that's the best way that you could possibly use them, basically. So we're also developing, I should say, quite a few USB ones. Sculptures, I've got a couple of sculptures to show you. May is back. May sold out last season. So she looks like bronze, but she's actually resin and is really super beautiful and sits on shelves or coffee tables. And Arnie is one of our best. And he's got this nose in the air, which takes after my dog, who's always putting her nose in the air. Are you on it, Graham?
No.
Would you do large shells for bathrooms? Me, no, I wouldn't, just because I'm not really a shelly person. But if you want to do it, you know, the thing about decorating is that you should really follow your heart. Like, there's no wrong and there's no right. So if you want to do shells for bathrooms, totally do shells for bathrooms. I think that sometimes we all become a little bit too concerned with what other people think. And for me, I've never kind of, I mean, it's good and bad, I suppose. I've never kind of really worried what other people think. I always kind of just create spaces that I know will make me happy. What, do you want to come up? Works wants to come up. Come on then. You coming up? Come on then. Or you want to come and say hello to everybody, do you? Because you haven't seen anyone for ages. Oh, this is Wurtles. Well, otherwise known as Myrtle, but it's morphed into Wurtles, and a lot of the time it's morphed into Wirt. She needs a haircut, but it's been a little bit chilly and I've been a bit reluctant to cut her hair. So she looks shaggier than she normally does, but she is a funny one because she always wants attention. So whenever I'm on a Zoom or I'm speaking like now, she always wants to sit on a lap and have like complete and utter attention, which is crazy. Don't you worry. And when I stop stroking her tummy, she'll literally just do this. Like, she'll paw me and whack me around the face until I stroke her again. And this happens every night on the sofa. The minute that I stop all of this business, I get whacked around the face. I've never ever known a dog like it. Never. Anyway, if you live in the UK, how amazing is it? Can I put you down, my love? How amazing is it that we actually have sun? It has been one of the rainiest months ever. One of the rainiest months ever. We better not have a water ban. When you work in advance, doesn't it happen to you, when you work a year in advance, doesn't it happen to you that after you've already created some products, you regret some of them? Never had that problem, actually. I guess because the process of creating them is so long. So nothing gets signed off unless I want to put it in my house. That's my kind of barometer. So I don't care if it's, I mean, I can't say I don't care because that's a wrong word to say. I'm not doing things because they're commercial. I'm doing things because I want them in the house and they're never going to leave. So that's my barometer. So anything that I don't think fits that, DNA, I don't produce. I mean, I literally just don't produce. So I've never had a problem where I've gone, oh God, I wish I didn't produce that. Like, I've never had that problem. I generally have the problem, a bit like with the portable lamps, can you let her out, where I've underestimated the demand, or like May here or Arnie, and haven't put enough in production. That's my general problem, that I can't get demand planning quite right. So things, or the sweet peas, you know, in America, sold out, close to selling out after one show of 7 days. Literally insane. And they're supposed to last 6 months. So that's always, I would say, our biggest challenge of working out how much we should put into production. Because obviously we have got thousands of these, right? Thousands of these in our American warehouse, and they've all gone. So it's literally insane of trying to work out what the demand is. It's never really the other way around. Does that make sense? My chihuahuas are the same. Oh, that's so sweet. What paint color would you recommend with olive color bedding? Was thinking of ruffled muslin or woven burlap. Beautiful. That would be really beautiful with that color, because they just have such a softness. So any kind of, like, olive is a really cocooning color, right? And any kind of softy, burlappy, oaty, creamy color will look really beautiful. Or would you choose a green? I wouldn't choose a green, because I don't think you'll ever match your bedding to your paint color. So I would just go down a few stops and go in that really beautiful, sandy, deserty inspired, you know, like something like a cream. A really warm cream would look really beautiful. And the trouble, you can do it, but the color, the trouble with trying to match bedding to a paint color is it will never be exactly the same, and it will always be a bit off. How do you go about finding your style? I love how it's a mix of organic, modern. You know what? It's just through the lens of my brain. Things keep popping into my brain of what I would like, and then I design them or find them. So it's really hard, because I get asked, it's a good question, and I get asked a lot about that in the press, like, what's your style? And when I'm in my style, which I am now, sitting in my style, it's really hard to define it, because it's a little bit luxe, it's a little bit relaxed, it's a little bit refined, it's a little bit raw. It's not just one look or one vibe. So it's difficult to, like, nail my style. And I hate the word eclectic because it's so overused. But I reference and pull from lots of different periods and styles and put them into the melting pot of my mind, and then kind of live with them. Does that make sense? How can I integrate doors so they do not stick out so much? Paint them the same color as your walls. And this scares a lot of people, but let's say one room is painted inky navy blue. So paint the door that side inky navy blue. And then if your hallway, let's say, is a taupe, then paint that side taupe. So they will just go away if you paint them the same color. You love the flicker canvas. I love the flicker canvas. It's over my bed and I love it. If you had to give one piece of business advice, what would it be? That's a very good question. Believe in yourself and know, two. I know you said one, but two. I think believe in yourself and know that things don't happen overnight. You know, when we first opened a store, and this is a really terrible thing to think, but when we first opened a store, I imagined people to be camping overnight in tents, like camping. And then I rocked up and no one was there. No one. No one was there. And I was like, where is everybody? I don't understand. Like, the store is so beautiful. And it just takes so long. And then, funnily enough, no one came in that morning and we just opened. And the first person to come in was Alexander McQueen. And he bought a great big round bubble chair, which is crazy. Just what the flicker canvas, that's my biz advice. We have dark halls with old wooden stairs and setting plaster walls. Any ideas on paint, stain colour to paint the stairs? This will scare you, but I would go dark, deepy walnutty black with pink is a game changer. Or walnut, but I would go that, oh my God, that darky, walnutty, blacky colour would look beautiful. Favourite artist for my lush coloured walls? You know, it's really hard when you say favourite artist, because I'm tempted with so many different pieces of art. I think there's this whole misconception with art that, you know, people are very scared of putting art on walls. So none of us are going to be able to afford a Rothko. I happen to love Rothko's work. Or a Matisse. None of us are going to be able to afford it. But if you buy art, irrespective of thinking it's an investment just because you love it, you really won't go wrong. Just painted a room in raku clay and it's beautiful. Nice. Thinking of a black stain. Oh my God, that black stain and that setting plaster is such a marriage made in heaven. It's such a beautiful, sophisticated combo because you've got this really amazing contrast between quite a light pinky wall and then a really beautiful dark grounding floor. So that is a really beautiful combo and I honestly think that you will love it. So do it. Sometimes I think when it comes to design, we overthink things, I mean me included, and the less you overthink things and the more you kind of go through this, your heart, the less mistakes you make. My spare room is light walls, earthy tone accessories, oak furniture, but I feel it needs a little lifting. I mean, you're not going to like what I say, but I'm wondering if you can change the walls. And if you don't want to change all of the walls, could you potentially change one wall and do it as a feature to just give it a really beautiful earthy grounding vibe in a really beautiful deserty hue? I mean, it would really bring the room together because if you've got earthy tones and accessories and you've got oak furniture, it might just punch it out and really do it. And adding botanicals will also totally soften anything. I love the shape of the Natasha curved armchair. Will you be doing any other colours? My sofa is a different shade of green. So yes, interestingly enough, I just saw the sample pics the other day. Not the sample pics, production pics. And we've done it in a grey teddy. And that's about to go on the ocean and will be landing in about 6 to 8 weeks. But it's super beautiful. It's in a grey, beautiful teddy fabric. And I can't remember what the team have named it. I used to name it in the old days before the business got so big. I used to name every single product and I don't anymore, but it's going to land if you're on our mailing list. Join our mailing list if you're not. It's going to land in about, I would say 7 weeks because it hasn't actually gone on the ocean yet. McQueen, wow. Well, that says you were doing the right thing. What a loss. I know, McQueen was such a loss. I know, is it crazy? I think he lived locally and he literally just stumbled in. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Any chance you'll be making any plug-in little lamps? I have lots of nooks which only have space for small lamps. We are going to be making lots of little plug-in lamps because as much as I love portables that are little and that you can plonk anywhere, I also really love little lamps as well as big lamps. So as you can see behind me, I've got great big lamps going on, I've got smaller lamps going on, there's this whole mishmash, and that's what's, I kind of could get really obsessional about this, but you create one of the easiest ways of creating a layered lighting scheme is having different heights with your lamps. They can't always just be standard this size. They've also got to be little size, and that will really affect the area of glow that's coming out of your lamp, and that will make it feel layered and cozy. And if you walk into any cool hotel, you'll see they do exactly that. They layer their lighting. What to do with a long wall on one side of the house? A lovely long console would be amazing with a great big lamp on it, or a painting or a botanical. That would look really beautiful. Painted in a lovely color would look really amazing. I would do something like that, put an artwork on it that's quite oversized, paint it a really intoxicating colour, have a long skinny console, emphasising the long will look really beautiful. Amazing, thank you. Oh yes, I'm on the mailing list. Fabulous. Should all the lights have the same colour temperature? It really depends. I mean, if you're going to sit next to your sofa and read, then having a decorative lamp, so I have a lot of decorative lamps in my house, you probably won't be able to see very well with them, but I got these off of Amazon and I use these quite a lot, and these just give me a pinprick of light. I can then read with them and take them anywhere. I don't like these kind of bulbs because they're so harsh, so all my bulbs have quite yellowed, they're quite yellowed and warm. I looked for rugs on the website, but they're all gone. Have you stopped? There shouldn't be, we shouldn't have. There should be a load of rugs on the website. I haven't got my computer here, but I think, can you go into rugs for me? There should be a load of new rugs on the website, all under, I think what you might have done wrong is you need to go into accessories at the top of the nav, the navigation bar at the top, and then you click down and it will list cushions, and then separately it will list rugs. So you might have just not, maybe once they were on the top of the nav, but now you have to click into accessories, go into the drop down box and click on rugs. And we've just had a load of new rugs arriving. Would you put antique distress mirrors on one wall on a large terrace house hallway? It's tempting me as I like the dark colours but reflective. Yes, the only thing I would say is if you're putting a mirror on one wall, there's all rugs on there, right? Yeah, there's all rugs on there. I think you just need to look at the drop down box. You've got to put on your opposite wall something like an artwork or wall basket, so you're not just reflecting back a blank wall. I think that's where people tend to go a bit wrong in hallways with mirrors, because you put a big mirror and you're thinking it's expanding horizons and making the whole hallway, which are typically quite narrow, look bigger, but it doesn't, because you're just reflecting back a blank painted wall. So ideally, if you can put something on that wall that it reflects back, it will feel a lot more three-dimensional. I purchased your Sputnik lamp bulb in E14, but what watts? I purchased your Sputnik lamp bulb E14. I think, what watts?
You want a warm white.
You just need a warm white. I have 13 lamps in my small lounge and people think I'm mental, but you don't care. Good. What soft colours for a north-facing spare room? Any browns, any olives, any pinks will be so beautiful. When you put a earthy colour on your walls, it immediately adds softness and warmth. So I tend to, even in rooms, you know, a lot of my rooms are west facing, so we get sun from 11 o'clock. I don't even use cold colours then. I tend to stay, and it's so personal, I don't do whites or greys. I don't do many blues. I don't do anything that's the colder side of the colour wheel. Everything is on the warmer side of the colour wheel. And that just gives me, before I do anything, before I put any soft furnishings in, any large pieces of furniture, any rugs, that just gives me immediate warmth. So when you have your base, your foundation, which is your colour, and it's warm, it's so easy to top up that warmth. Whereas when you go for a sterile colour like a white, particularly with the blue light that we get in the northern countries of this world, it's got such a blue light that it makes the white quite harsh, which is why I tend to avoid it. Any plans for textured art, ceramic panelled walls? No plans for ceramic panelled walls, but yes, lots more art. I think I answered that about the bulb. You just go for a warm white. It's under rugs and runners. Exactly. It's all on there. You just need to go to the nav, go into home accessories, and then drop down. So nice of you to go live and share so much insightful tips. You're so welcome. Can you advise a coloured tile for a bathroom? I would go, again, as earthy as you possibly can. For me, and it's so personal, I kind of want the walls, no matter if the bathroom is big or small, I kind of want the walls to just quietly go away. So I'm never going to choose a real bright colour or something that's overtly that patterned. I'm always going to go quite earthy and neutral. So browns and olives and sandy hues all look really lovely. And then I might put a shelf and trail botanicals, for example. For me, it's more about the things in the bathroom that turn it around than the actual wall treatments. Does that make sense? Oh, good shout about the artwork, thank you. So welcome. Hague Blue is very beautiful, but Hague Blue has got such incredible depth. It's not like, hold on, it's not like this blue, right? Hague Blue looks like you've just swum at the bottom of an inky lake. It's got incredible depth and it's quite grounding because it's got brown in it. It's not a blue that's icy. And also if you then team that with pinks and olives, it's just really beautiful. Love all your new rugs, thank you. We have Farrow Ball paint colour in the kitchen. In Ammonite, I colour drenched the room in the same colour. We have black countertops, love the colour drenching, but feel it's a bit bland, I'm not sure any help. I don't know what that colour is from Farrow Ball, I'm sorry, but I would say that colour drenching works. I mean, for me anyway, colour drenching works because what it does, can you see behind me? Everything pops. So the ceiling behind me is the same colour as the walls there. And you see how everything pops. If the ceiling was white and a different colour to the walls, it wouldn't have the same feeling of grandeur. So supersize some things like I've done here. Use earthy colours and overdose on lights. One of the most transformative things that you can do to any room is have a layered lighting scheme. Count how many lights you have in that room. Quickly, count and tell us. How many lights do you have in the room? In an average size room, and please don't freak, you need between 8 and 10. And you can include portables. So how many lights do you have in that room? That's what we need to know. Because when you add more lights, you add such warmth, and I think it will help your colour drenching. What colour for paint to go with a forest green sofa in east-facing room? Any kind of pink would look so super beautiful. Any kind of olive, any kind of summer earth. We've got a colour called summer earth, which is amazing. Soft, browny, deserty colour would also look really beautiful. I would go warm. You can't really go wrong when you go warm. Please can you save this video so I'll watch it again later? Deal. I shall save it for you. Are you visiting India? IHGF. I don't know if I've got time. We have some agents out there who do all of our QCing, and we've also got to run and see a couple of factories for next year's production. So I try and pop in, but it really depends because this is my schedule. Fly from Heathrow, 7 o'clock Sunday night, get into India, 9 a.m. Indian time, run to our factories and meet the team, and then fly back at 2 a.m. on Wednesday morning. It's crazy. Any recommendations for wooden traditional coffee table and traditional console? Looking for something classic, doesn't go out of trend. Maybe our community can help you, because as sad as it is, because I'm so wrapped up and absorbed in my own brand, I never really know what anyone else is doing, and I never look at what anyone else is doing. 10 in your living room, yes! Gold star, top of the class. I have Java in our spare bedroom, which joins our sitting room. What would you suggest for the sitting room? Oh, how about Summer Earth? We've done that in the store. Java and Summer Earth. Java, if anyone doesn't know, is a really beautiful pinky hue, and Summer Earth is a real deserty browny hue. And if you're in London, they're in the store, and that combo is a really lovely combo. So I would have a look at doing that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful combo. In my humble opinion. Earthy, warm. Java is very soft, mid-tone as opposed to dark. Summer Earth, not super dark, more mid-tone, but also incredibly beautiful. That would look really lovely. If you're colour drenching one room, should you do every room in the same house? I mean, you don't have to, but I did it in one room and then hated every other single room, because that room I did it in was so much more beautiful. I do think it's much more beautiful. Did I go to school? It was so more compelling. It just felt a different level of sophistication, and it made every other room feel less. And I didn't want to spend any time. I never intended to colour drench. I mean, I did this 15 years ago, right? Which makes me laugh that colour drenching is now so in. And anyway, I did one room and then couldn't bear to be in any of the other rooms because it was so game-changing. Just game-changing. So I personally say, do one room and then you'll probably do what I did. Do you recommend wallpaper in a windowless bathroom? I inherited a grey bathroom and wish to warm up the bathroom using wallpaper. A bit tricky in a bathroom because of the steam. So I guess it depends on your ventilation levels. And I'm sure there's some wallpapers that you can specifically put in a bathroom, but it wouldn't be my first choice in a bathroom. If you wanted to warm it up, maybe you should have a look at Bauwerk paint, B-A-U-W-E-R-K, which is like a lime wash, which has got a lot of movement within it. So it feels like you're plastering your walls, but you're literally doing it yourself. And they've got beautiful, warm, earthy colours, and they are fine for bathrooms. Wallpaper would worry me slightly more. I have sage green walls and navy sofa. What colour rug would you suggest? I think a neutral would be beautiful. A neutral with a little bit of pattern would be really lovely, because this is what you have to think of. Your green walls are a lovely colour and your eye goes straight to them. And your sofa is navy blue, which is also quite a bold colour, and your eye goes straight to them. You don't want your eye going to another bold colour on the rug, because then it's like you're sort of, I guess, de-emphasising the walls and the sofa, because where does your eye go? And that's a really good point. Like in a room, I won't have more than a few focal points that my eye darts to, because everything else has to kind of be the backup players, you know? Everything can't be the star. So your walls and your sofa are the star, and now your rug has to quietly, beautifully do its job. So any kind of warm neutral would look, I think, really beautiful. I'm moving from an Edwardian house with high ceilings where I have colour drenched the walls and ceilings, and will work in a house with lower ceilings. Oh, don't worry about that at all. You definitely need to colour drench your ceilings, because if your ceiling is white and it's low, it will stand out like a sore thumb. Whereas if you paint it the same colour as your walls, it will immediately feel higher because you can't tell where your walls finish and your ceiling begins. Whereas if you paint it in a different colour, you're literally emphasising how low that ceiling is. So colour drenching is really key. Rugs found, amazing. Do we deliver to Paris? Yes, all over the world. I can't do white ceilings now, nor can I. I can't do white ceilings either. I'd love to colour drench and move away from the cooler hues of our new build and into earthier, warmer tones. I'm worried about the white sliding doors, window frames and radiators. I'm just about to change your life, because you don't need to worry about that ever again. There is a product on the market called Zinser, spelt, I believe, ZINSSER, that B&Q and any DIY store sells. And you put that on your white sliding doors and not your radiators. I'll go to that in a minute. And anything that's PVC. And if they're not PVC, you just, like your radiators or your window frames, if your window frames are not PVC, you literally just paint it in an eggshell. So paint your radiators in an eggshell, the same colour as your walls. Your walls will be an emulsion because they're plaster. You'll take the same colour in an eggshell and paint your radiators. If your windows are PVC, you paint it and prime it with Zinser, and then you go on with the paint colour. If they're not and they're wood, just literally use eggshell, and it's a game changing. I have a really dark nomad green room with lots of black and walnut. I need about 6 more lights now. Yes, honestly, game changing. I have a small southwest facing sitting room. I have a large amber ceiling light. That sounds nice. The amber is overpowering as the walls are a similar colour. What paint? Oh, maybe go for Java. That's so lovely with amber. Java is that colour I was telling you about that's got a real soft pinky undertone. It looks a bit like plaster, but that could look really super amazing. For traditional wooden furniture, always turn to vintage furniture. Yes, in fact, I can't remember what they're called now. If you put into Google the DMG trade shows, they've changed their name. I think they're called the ICAF trade vintage shows. They're held up and down the country every other month in the UK. Generally, I think on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Always go on the Tuesday. You have to pay 20 quid to go in. That sounds like a lot, but it's trade day and you'll see so many more bargains. And if you go on public day, which is five quid the next day, and everything's gone. I think it's called ICAF, or just do DMG trade fairs and it will tell you where they are. Is it difficult to have a black kitchen? No, not at all. I think that's just one big, huge misnomer. No, I often wonder who invented the white ceiling. So do I. I think maybe they should go to jail. Looking for ceiling lights in my bedroom. Any suggestions? Oh my goodness. Toadies are really beautiful. We've also just, oh honey, you couldn't just run upstairs, could you, and get me those pendants? They're in the hall. We've also just launched, we used to sell these incredible lights called Drongos, and I just wanted to bring them back, but in a more elevated way. So they're made of fabric and they're so beautiful. And I bought them some back to hang in my bedroom also. I'm whispering because I didn't tell the store team. I just went to the store. We went to Borough very early yesterday and I went to the basement. Look at these. Look at this. This is such a beautiful, and the lamp, if you use an Edison, the light will come through it and look so amazing. These are all on site, so that it's in this lovely, warm, earthy colour, which is amazing. You can also get it in this colour, which is also amazing. Or you can get it in a creamier colour, which is this one, also amazing. There you go, just sorted you out. My walls in my kitchen are black, ceiling black too. Nice. Is it difficult to clean? No. What was the name of the pinky plaster? Java. J-A-V-A. J-A-V-A. I have a gold sofa and 2 tall armchairs. I'm struggling to come up with a paint colour wallpaper. It's dual aspect in a bright sunny room. Okay, your sofa is gold. So that's quite a strong colour, and you've also got teal. So you need to go for a real oaty, soft, warmy. I would go creamy, latte, soft, browny, warmy colour, because you just don't want the walls to be the star of the show. You kind of want them to recede because your sofa is and your teal chairs are. So I wouldn't go for a really super bold colour. You could go No, you couldn't. I was going to say you could go for a really beautiful dark inky green, but then I worry about the teal with the green. A green would look beautiful with your gold sofa, a real inky green, but then you'd really have to colour swatch and see how it looked with the teal. If the teal is quite bluey teal, it will totally work. If it's got more green in the teal, now I'm getting really complicated for you, it won't. So a beautiful bold green would also look beautiful if the teal works. I think hearing about Java I can use in a room that's light and currant white. Oh yes, totally. Thank you, Zinza it is. Any paint colour suggestions to complement mid-dark grey wood flooring that runs across the entire apartment? I mean, a mid-dark grey, that's quite nice because it's a real grounding colour, right? So olives would look beautiful with that. Olives and greys are a really lovely colour. So we've got a couple of really beautiful olives on site, so that would really work. The pinky Java would work. Summer Earth would work also. Any kind of warm colour would just look amazing. Which of the Drongo colours would you go for the sage green bedroom? Oh my goodness, totally this one. Because it's got such depth, and with green, it would look so beautiful. This brownie one, amazing. And it's the biggest size, so it would look really incredible. Also, another point about lighting where people get really scared is don't always piddle your lights. So sometimes when you add a light that feels quite big, it adds such grandeur to a room, no matter how small your room, and it sprinkles it almost like with fairy dust magic. And if everything is perfectly proportioned and sized, you don't get this wow, magical sense of grandeur. So that's why you can see behind me like supersized vase and supersized lamp. It gives a room grandeur and magic. And if everything is piddly, always, it doesn't. Does that make sense? My dining room and sofa are in the same room. Should I use rugs as area carpet? Want it to look, yes, beautiful. Just zone your rugs. And another thing with rugs is, if you can, again, it's personal, I always want floor space around them so they feel like they're breathing. So you just don't want one big rug and then another big rug and then another big rug. Where were the pendant lights you just found? They're all on our site. We designed them. So these ones are all on our site. They just literally went up, unless I'm imagining. These are on site, aren't they? I think they went up on the weekend.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they did. What rug shape under a round dining table? Purpose of rug to save them. I would go rectangular and not round. You can go round and play circle upon circle, but I'm more inclined to go rectangular. Beige sofa, beige carpet, beige tiles on fire surround. Any wall colour recommending north facing? I want to say Summer Earth or Terrain. Both of those are really beautiful colours. Terrain is a lot darker. Summer Earth is beautiful with beige because it's a sandy, warm colour. And then if you could add the odd bit of green into your room, whether that's a botanical, that would also really help the beige out, because beige is it's a colour. If you just had a whole room like this, in order to enliven it, we just need to give it pops of soft pinks, e.g., you see, as opposed to going too similar to that. So greens, browns, pinks, really beautiful. Are those lovely branches behind in the vase faux? No, I got them from the flower market for Christmas, and I love them so much, I haven't even taken them down. I'm on the hunt for a nice taupe mushroom colour with a pinky tone. Any suggestions? Yes, but I haven't got my laptop here. There's lovely taupe colours on the website. Just go under Abigail Ahern paint and it's all there. Any chance to get one of your animal lamps somewhere? I'm from Austria. The animal lamps we haven't stocked for and discontinued about 12 years ago, and not putting them back in. I feel like they were of its time, and I just feel I've kind of left that era behind me. So we're not putting them back into production, and haven't for about 12 years. What's the best way to layer throws on the bed? We've got this incredible, oh God, I hope we've still got it. It's sold incredibly well. It's called the Thornton throw, and it's the whole size of the bed. So that goes on the bed. You don't need anything else. I would then punch it and take it further with a couple of really textured cushions, and done. I generally don't have itty bitty throws which I layer over layer over layer. I have like one big bedspready type. I've painted white wooden floorboards and light grey warm walls with a rich green sofa. I've been struggling with which colour rug to get, colours or neutrals. Maybe like a real pinky sandy olivey colour to just add a bit of warmth. That would look really lovely. Any tips for a big empty wall with a radiator plonked in the middle and inward opening doors either end? It's a nightmare to decorate. Oh, you need one of our really amazing paintings. I would have a look at those because that would look amazing above a radiator. Any kind of supersized art, doesn't matter if it's from us or not. that's got texture on it will literally lead your eye. Now your radiator should also be painted ideally the same color as your walls like mine are, so it goes away, and then a big piece of art over it will be magical. You've missed my lives, thank you. It's so brilliant having you back on lives. Oh, I forgot to say Java colour is really beautiful. Well, you guys are so kind. I hope New York wasn't too cold. It was minus 20 and there was snow everywhere. But I used to live in Detroit, so and I know because we flew all of the team over there and everyone was like, it's so cold, it's so cold. And it was cold, but it wasn't as cold as when I used to live in Detroit. What type of chandelier can be placed above the kitchen? How about a toady? Look, toady. And I've also got that in my bathroom and it's really beautiful. T-O-D-I. Such a beautiful. How you stay so cool? I don't know. Could you suggest a wall ceiling colour which will go with burnt orange? I feel that you want to do a real, because burnt orange, right, is a really strong colour. So I feel that you want to go a really lovely sandy brown colour, like Summer Earth. That could be really beautiful. Or more taupey if you want to go lighter. But I think Summer Earth could look really beautiful because they're such deserty colours. Some of the animal lamps are on Vinted. There you go. How can you acquire style and sense? I mean, it's hard to acquire style. You can, this is it's a good point. This is what I did in very early days, you know, when I was beginning my life as an interior designer, and I don't interior design anymore, but I constantly write things down. If I go to a restaurant, if I go to a hotel that has an amazing lobby, if I see something on Pinterest or a magazine, I will take that image or that room and I'll write down everything I love in that room, everything. And then I'll do it again. And I'll do it maybe 5 or 6 times. I'll go to Pinterest and find 5 or 6 different rooms. They could all be different styles, what I love about them. And I promise you, there will be a correlation between the first room you found that maybe is boho and the last room that you found that's maybe luxe. You'll find a real common thread. So write down exactly what you love in that room. It's a paint color. It's a sofa silhouette. It's a type of shaggy rug. There'll be a real thread between this room and this room. You need to do it at least 5 or 6 times, and that will help you form your style. And that's the simplest thing you can do. When you're choosing these images, give yourself no parameters. It doesn't matter if you flag up a image where someone's living in Australia with glass walls and there's the ocean, and then the next image someone's in the North Pole with, or you know, in a tiny little cabin with wood panelled walls. You're just writing down, no restrictions, no parameters, what you love in this room and what you love in this room and what you love in this room and what you love in this room, and I swear to you, there will be a thread, and that's how you start forming the basis of your style. Can I order a painting to Spain? Yes, you can. How do you get rid of the yellowy colour from 20 years old oak floors? You might have to restain them, I hate to say, which I know sounds a really big job, or paint them. Any holiday plans for summer? Yeah, I mean, so every month I'm on a long haul, either to America or China, apart from May. So March I am, April I am, February I am, June I am, July I am, August I am, September I might not be. May and September are the 2 months of the whole year of 2026 when I'm not on a long haul plane. So I wanted to potentially, maybe, I don't want to get on a plane and I want to take works. Because I can't put works in a kennel. So I'm thinking maybe Italy.
What about me?
In May, or I'm thinking maybe Italy in May or September. The trouble is, if I don't do it in May, there's some things that could be happening with the business, quite major ones, exciting ones. So I might not be able to do May. So I can't book anything because there's some bubbling things. So hopefully Italy. What colour to brighten a room and keep it low maintenance? To brighten a room, earthy olivey, I would say, would look really beautiful, or pinky. A day in my life, oh my goodness, well, if I'm not on a plane, let's assume I'm not on a plane. Okay, so up at 5 and then I will work out. When I was traveling, I didn't work out at all, and I really felt it, and I hate it. So I will either do Caroline circuits, which is amazing. 30 minutes, generally of weight-based exercises, and you can be all levels. And it goes like this in 30 minutes. And also P-Volve, which is the brand that Jennifer Anderson has invested in, which is a bit like Pilates with strength and is amazing. So it's either Caroline for 30 or P-Volve for between 40 and 45. So that's how I kind of start my day. Before that though, before I start my day, if you really want to get really boring, I got this incredible book called Winter Wellness. And so I'll boil a kettle of water, I'll get 2 bay leaves from the garden, a teaspoon of fennel seeds and lemon, and then I'll let that steep for like 10 minutes, and then I'll drink this warm tisane. And then I'll do my exercising. So that's what I'll do, first of all. And then shower, and then I'm kind of at my desk by 6:30, 7. And then it really depends on what I'm working on. It might be new collections, it might be sorting out the homepage for next month. It might be meeting all the teams, the e-coms teams, the marketing teams, the buying teams. There's just a lot going on. Then it's always dealing with factories, which is in China, so they're 7 hours ahead. And then the afternoon, all of our American clients, which are between 8 and 5 hours behind. So my day is kind of like this. Sometimes I try once a week to always go to the store because I just feel that if I don't, I'm too disconnected from the flagship or the mothership. But a lot of it is team meetings and strategy and endless Excel documents, which is quite boring. And I'm being a creative, I have to take Tylenol before I even look at Excel because it bores me so much. But there's a lot of data and meetings and how do we perform this week compared to that week compared to that month, and what's really sold this time and what hasn't. I mean, there's just so much of that now. In my early days, there was none of that because there was none of the teams telling me X, Y, and Z. And then some filming. And then I'll make supper. I don't eat until lunchtime, so I intermittent fast. And then it will be a really super speedy lunch. So for me today, it could be roasted either broccoli or about to have asparagus with a poached egg and some herbs and then some seeds and some blueberries and a yogurt. And then evening, it could be, I'm doing tonight a shredded chili chicken. What kind of rug do you suggest for a kitchen? You can do vinyl rugs, but I actually have normal woolen rugs and they're completely fine. Visit Luca in Italy. We take our dogs every year. Oh, that sounds amazing. I really want to go on the shuttle and take the dogs because it will cut the driving time down. Can you recommend a book to read? I love the Winter Wellness one for cooking, but can't think what to read for leisure. Oh, goodness. Have I read... Oh, if you would want a really compelling novel that is really thick, and you might have read it already, Shantaram, by Gregory Roberts, somebody or other. Loved it, and it's so thick. Loved it. Also, another good one to look at is Reese Witherspoon has a book club. And if you go on there, she suggests lots of really cool books to read. For a hallway, what colour would be good for a 1920s home? Should I continue the same colour on the entire, which is 3 floors? I would, personally, I would. I mean, I've got a lovely earthy brown in my hallway. I keep going on about summer earth. But the thing is, hallways are such transitional rooms that if they're white, I just feel that it could do with a bit more personality. And when you put a warm colour on the walls, they immediately have that. So Java, summer earth, terrain, a really beautiful soft brown would look amazing, and always up the whole 3 or 4 floors. Would you add the recipe of that drink again, please? I did not get it. Yes. So what you do is you boil a kettle of water, I bet like half a jug. It's supposed to be so... Wait there. I'm just going to get it. So this book is called Winter Wellness, and Rachel de Temple, and it's been a game changer for me. It's just a game changer. So it's called Arise and Shine, San. After a long slumber, you emerge a little dehydrated, so drinking a large glass of water upon waking is the best ways to begin your day. The sunrise sip can restore hydration as well as improve gut health and boost energy. It is half a lemon. It is half a teaspoon of fennel seeds, 1 or 2 bay leaves, and 250 millilitres of freshly boiled water. Cut the lemon into slices, place in a teacup or teapot with the fennel seeds and bay leaves, pour over boiling water, leave to steep for 5 to 10 minutes, strain and sip. And it's the most warming thing I've ever done. Now, my younger sister, never gets up and drinks cold water. She always warms her water. And adding these fennel seeds and bay leaf and slice of lemon, oh my God, honestly, if that's the first thing you have in your day, I swear to you, it's so warming and it's so lovely. And now it's become really habitual. Like I can't do anything until I've had it. And it gets me out in the garden to go to get the bay leaf. Oh my God, it's so good. I can't recommend it enough. I think you need a bigger store. I know. What is a luxury item you treated to yourself lately? Charlotte Tilbury does this incredible face cream. And it comes in a pink box. And it's really gloppy. And it's so lovely. Unfortunately, I painted my house a year ago and painted it warm white with a light oak bookcase. What colour sofa and dining table do you recommend? Okay. I wonder if you should go... You've got a light oak bookcase, so you wouldn't want a brown sofa. But you could go a really beautiful, deep, inky green sofa. That would look lovely with white and also oak. Or a really, Hague blue, deep blue sofa. And I would go as velvety as you possibly can, or teddy, or tactile. I think that could look really beautiful. I was standing by the bay tree when you mentioned, oh my God, you've got to have this drink. Honestly, you guys, it's just, you don't even just have to have it in the morning. If you have it in the morning, it makes you just feel like really well. Does that make sense? It just fills you with this sense of wellness, and particularly if it's raining and dark and cold outside. And I have mine, take a sip, stroll down the garden with it, even when it's freezing, and then come back in and do Caroline circuits or P-Volve and work out. And that is just, it's really good. And I did P-Volve this morning. I did these core exercises and I was like, oh, it's a Sunday, I could so easily not do it. But just, I guess because the older you get, if I'm not exercising regularly, my hips really lock up. And so just feeling like I'm getting a bit of movement into them makes such a difference. You should change to Power BI. It's so much better than Excel. It's rather artistic, includes all the data you need. I know, but I've got a whole team on Excel. A whole team. I just have to...
You don't check my emails.
I do. Graham sends me emails in Excel, and I see it's Excel, and I just press delete. And he says, have you read that? No, I can't. Sorry. And particularly when I get thousands of emails, and then I'm just... Basically, from a creative person's point of view, and this really frustrates my team, I don't want to have to go through a report and see everything that's in the report. I just want... top line in a Word doc on an email, top line, what are the issues, what do I have to deal with, I don't want to be reading any report. And as I constantly say, I just delete, not reading it, I haven't got time, too busy, just give me the top line. And I think it drives everyone mad because everyone likes doing all these reports, and I'm not looking at a report, I just need the top line. Then I'll deal with it and then we'll move on. It's difficult. The name of the book, which one? The Winter Wellness book? Winter Wellness. Or do you mean the novel? Shantaram. Have I got a laptop here? Hold on, let me find my laptop. I think it's Gregory Roberts. Oh, it's such a good book. They made a TV series on it, or a film, and it was not good. But the book is so good. It's all set in India. Let me just... find out. Right, hold on. Okay, spelling it, this novel. Chantaram. Shantaram, and it's by the author Gregory David Roberts. It's so good. And it's really thick. Everyone needs his book. It's so good. Thank you, I'll try. What was the drink, please? The drink is warm water, 250 mils, teaspoon of fennel, half a lemon sliced, not juiced, sliced, and then you put 2 bay leaves, half a teaspoon of fennel, sliced half a lemon, and 250 mils of boiling water in a jug. You let it steep for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you drain it and you drink it, and it's amazing. I don't take mushroom gummies. I don't take any gummies. I know I just can't change the whole team to it, and the team are, you know, my powerhouse, and I rely on them, and they have a lot more expert knowledge than me. So however they want to work, I have to adhere to. I just don't want to look at their rules. Which is not a good thing. I mean, I will, and I can, but I constantly just need the top line, because I think when, you know, you're the founder owner, you're dealing with so many different strands of the business. There's a big wholesale arm in America, there's a retail arm, there's a content arm, there's a marketing arm, there's an e-commerce arm, there's an operational arm, there's a buying arm, there's a customer service arm, and it's a lot. It's a lot, so I just need simplification. For my little Blaine, any marriage advice? None. Do you have new plans or changes for anything in the house or garden this year? I know you did a fair bit upstairs last year. No, I kind of got the house where I really want it to be. There's a few tweaks I might do on the upper ground floors. The garden, a chair rotted with all the rain that we've had, so I need to find a new chair. A couple of, I don't know, I need to see how the garden starts coming up and growing, but it's in a pretty good state, I have to say. It's in a pretty good state. Gregory Roberts David, yes, it's beautiful. Never judge a book by its movie. No, the movie was terrible. Matcha, I used to drink matcha a lot, and I love it, and I don't know why I've stopped. It's a really good point. I don't know why I've stopped, and I really should reintroduce that. I guess because there's so many nasties in alternative milks. Like, I can't drink oat milk anymore, and I used to live off oat milk. Now I've gone back to whole milk, having done a lot of investigation on it, because there's just too many nasty things in oat milk. And there's the odd almond milk I can drink, but I can have it in almond milk, but then almond milk is quite sweet, and I just have no sweet. I don't really have a lot of sweetness in my diet, so it's a difficult one. Did you visit the third service? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I have no time to do that. I'm on a plane every single month long haul, and to get me out of the house or meeting the team or going to my store involves literally wrenching me, because I'm constantly on the road. And oh, mushroom matcha, that sounds nice. Have you ever tried veg? Oh, yes, a lot today. Have a lovely Sunday. Oh my goodness, it's 12 o'clock. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will try as much as I can to put all the travels to India on stories. I'm going to start let me know if you think this is a good thing, because I really rely on you guys as a community. If you want me to keep adding personal bits to stories, or you would just prefer it to be all Insta-y and not Insta-y, interiors-y. Whereas if you want what I'm doing out and about, or what I might be cooking or whatever, and just doing little snippet on stories, just let me know. So you don't get involved with melatonin off the long hauls, just power through. I mean, I can't even tell you the state I was in California, because melatonin doesn't work for me. I have major sleeping issues. And in California, I was getting 2 hours a night, and my body would just wake up, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So it was the worst. Have I tried a vegetable milk maker? I haven't. More on your IG, please. Oh, that's so good to know. Thank you. I like it. Oh, thank you so much. It's a great thing. Love your bits for sure. Thank you. Love to see your travel stories. I'm doing it. Yes to lifestyle and stories. I'm doing it. Lovely to see. Here you've been a while in the camp. A few years ago, around the road. Say hi, heart. Oh, personal highlights are a must. Okay, I shall do it. I never know if people are interested, or they just think, oh, I just want to see interiors-y things. So I will keep it varied, and I will add and pepper things that I'm doing in my life on stories. Please add personal things. Thank you for another wonderful book recommendation. What you spot out and about is perfect. Okay, I will keep you posted on anything. Keep you posted. Yes to lifestyle. Thank you for checking in. Missed it a lot. Back first Sunday of March, not on a plane. So I'll see you in about 3 weeks' time. And thank you so much for listening to me. Have a lovely Sunday. Bye.